The Akimbo Diamatti pistols, are they really as good as everyone says they are inside Warzone? Or are they simply the only viable option for a secondary weapon if you want to run Ghost in your first loadout? This video is going to break down the stats for these pistols to let you know exactly how viable they are inside Warzone. If you enjoy weapon stat breakdowns, weapon comparisons, and any other content related to Cold War as well as Warzone Season 1, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. The question is, could you actually replace your shotgun or your SMG with these pistols and still do really well? Or are they only viable for the intermediate time where you have these secondary weapons and then you manage to find something slightly better? Firstly, if you're one of the few people that have no idea exactly what I'm talking about, on the screen here you'll see the class setup for the Diamatti pistols. So you want to be using the Agency Suppressor, the Task Force Barrel, which I will discuss a bit further in this video, the 5mm laser, the dual wield stock, and then lastly the salvo 30 round fast mags. The Task Force Barrel doesn't really add much to these pistols. It does say it increases the damage, but again we know that the stats from the game are wrong, and when we did our testing it doesn't actually affect the damage at all. And the first thing I would like you to know is that if you are running these pistols, the first thing to do is change that class setup and run the reinforced heavy barrel. That faster bullet velocity that you'll get with the reinforced heavy barrel will make your guns much more effective. So what I did was tested a single Diamatti pistol just to get the damage profile and make sure I was able to land all my shots whilst aiming down sights. With and without the Task Force Barrel, we got a damage profile of 49 per bullet, and what that means is per burst you're doing 148 damage. And what that means is to an enemy that has full armor plates, it's going to take 6 shots to kill. Now you know that these guns fire in 3-round bursts, so that means 1 burst per gun. The rate of fire for these pistols is 1,111 rounds per minute each. Technically this rate of fire could be faster if you fired one weapon and then you fired the other one within the burst delay, and that would make the rate of fire much quicker. But what we found most efficient is that if you fire both of the weapons at the exact same time, it's going to make your time to kill at 108 milliseconds, which is ridiculously fast. So essentially with the same burst with both of these guns, you can actually take off all armor plates and kill an enemy instantly. Just for reference, the next fastest killing close quarters gun is the R90 Dragon's Breath shotgun, which kills in 200 milliseconds, so this is half the amount of time of that shotgun. Keep in mind, this is if you land every single shot. Even if you miss some shots, for example, the rate of fire is so quick that you're going to get a similar time to kill to the R90 shotgun, which is still a really fast killing weapon. If you compare this to the MAC-10 SMG, which is really popular right now, that has a time to kill of over 400 milliseconds, which is double the R90 shotgun and 4 times the Diamatti pistols. The damage does drop off with these pistols after 22 meters, but considering the bullet velocity is very slow, not to mention that you're not able to aim down sights when using these guns with dual wield or akimbo, you're not going to be using this past 10 meters. So what I have found is within that 10 meter distance is where these guns are most effective. If you try and fire them anywhere further than that, you're not even going to be landing any shots with these pistols. Like I said, you cannot aim down sights. And of course that is one of the downsides with these pistols, because you can only use them in close quarters gunfights, but they're the most effective close range weapon inside the game with the lowest time to kill. After running all of my tests for this video, I found that even just a single Diamatti pistol is extremely effective inside Warzone and can be used as an SMG replacement, especially if you want to run Ghost or Restocked in your first class setup. Another key reason to why these pistols are so useful inside Warzone is that you can move around the map very quickly because there are sidearms at the end of the day. So if you're running an assault rifle or the DMR-14 for example, these guns are going to be the ones you run around the map with. So in terms of overall quickness for these pistols, in terms of movement speed, you're going to get 100% movement speed after you add on all the attachments to the Diamatti pistols. Even though you're lacking the ability to aim down sights, you're still getting the fastest possible movement speed you can get, and this is still faster than any SMG or any shotgun. And of course, another thing that is really important is the reload times, and if you're using the salvo 30 round fast mags, it's going to be a 1.9 second reload, which is still an extremely fast reload for these guns. They pretty much come off the screen and then back onto the screen again, Overall movement is a really important factor to consider, especially inside Warzone, where you're running around the map and it is a large scale map as well. You want to get from point A to point B as fast as possible, and these pistols are going to allow you to do that. Not only that, if you want to run away from an enemy team that has got an advantage on you or evade enemy bullets, these are the weapons you should have out to do that because your movement is so fast. Overall, it's looking really good for these pistols. They're extremely fast in terms of killing enemies and also in terms of movement too. But like I said at the start of the video, they're only really fast at killing enemies if you land all of your shots consistently. On the screen here, you'll see the Diamatti pistols from the class setup at the start of the video, and what we remember is that it has a 5mm laser on there. What I wanted to then do was compare it to a weapon everyone knows a lot about. So we've got the Modern Warfare MP5 with the Merc foregrip and the 5mm laser on there as well for comparison. This Hipfire chart was done at a 4m distance, and the screenshots were also taken at roughly a 4m distance as well. This is round about the distance you're going to be hip firing an opponent anyway, and what you can see here is that the Modern Warfare MP5 is much more accurate than the Diamatti pistols. Keep in mind you are firing 2 weapons at a time with the Cold War pistols. But overall, if you are hip firing with these guns, you're going to be landing more shots more consistently with the Modern Warfare MP5. And what you can compare these pistols to a bit more directly is if you were using a 5mm laser on an assault rifle. That is the kind of accuracy we're getting here. Overall, as you can see, even with that 5mm laser added, the hipfire for these pistols is not the most accurate, but considering you get 60 rounds in total, one of the fastest fire rates in the entire game, and pretty much the lowest time to kill in the entire game, these guns are extremely forgiving, and that means you can miss some shots and still take on multiple enemies with these pistols. What that means is these pistols are not only extremely viable, but they're actually overpowered in this game, as we all expected. And they definitely pick up from where the R90 pistols and the Snake Shot pistols left off. What makes them even more special is that they are secondary weapons and you can use Ghost or Restocked in your first loadout drop, which inside solos or duos or even the new Resurgence game mode, this could be very useful. The only annoying thing with these pistols, like I said, is that you can't aim down sights, and it does take a bit of time to unlock the dual wield attachment. But even a single one of these pistols is extremely viable in Warzone 2, so you won't have much trouble trying to level these up. If you enjoy videos like this, it does take a while to put them together, so if you could leave us a like, that would be greatly appreciated. Testing these weapons inside Warzone is definitely not easy, so any support will be amazing. On top of that, we've been getting tons of support on the channel from our subscribers and from new people joining, so feel free to subscribe and join us. We're going to be making a lot more content breaking down the stats of loads more weapons for Warzone. That's all for this video, thank you very much for watching.